Taiwan, I'm Joyce with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan has won gold at its final event in the 2024 Olympics. Leslie Liao reports from Paris.
In its very last event at the 2024 Olympics, Team Taiwan has secured its second gold medal here in Paris. Boxer Yu-Ting beat Polish opponent Julia Szeremeta in the women's featherweight finals on Saturday. Like all of her other matches here at the Paris Games, Ling won by unanimous decision. She had a clear height and reach advantage over Szeremeta and struck with a flurry of jabs and uppercuts.
玉婷毕竟还是比较年轻、比较有一些经验的选手，然后所以我觉得在这个部分技战术的方面，我想她表现得不错了。
金牌，金牌，金牌，金牌。
Ling is not only the first ever Taiwanese boxer to win an Olympic gold medal, she's also the first ever Taiwanese boxer to make it into an Olympic gold medal match.
我觉得这块金牌不仅是对于我个人，更是对于台湾一个蛮重要的里程碑啦。不仅是台湾体育，或是台湾的拳击，都是一个非常重要的里程碑。那今天拿到这块奖牌，这块金牌，在奥运场，尤其是在奥运场上，也就是证明了说，我们台湾人也可以做得到。
Ling's rise to the top of the podium was dogged by questions over her gender eligibility. The controversy started when she failed an undisclosed test by the International Boxing Association in 2023. That's an organization that was stripped of its role as the governing body of Olympic boxing last year after a series of scandals. But despite being cleared to compete by the Olympics Committee, it didn't stop speculation about her gender. One of Ling's biggest critics throughout this controversy has been J.K. Rowling. Ling's coach had some words for the writer after the gold medal match.
好，谢谢你的无的释放，让全世界看到了台湾的骄傲。
Ling is not a transgender woman. She was born female at birth, and both the Taiwanese government and the International Olympic Committee have come out in support of her. Ling has said that blocking out the noise is part of being an athlete.
身为运动员，就是专注在场上的每一个时刻，那不要轻易的被影响，因为如果你被影响了，那就代表人家的战术成功了，那你这样就不会是一位好的选手。
And Taiwan's sports administration head says that Team Taiwan will invite Ling to be the female flag bearer at the Olympic closing ceremony, an offer that Ling has accepted.
毕竟开幕我有去嘛，那因为下雨，就是站的位置又不对，所以没有什么我的画面。那这一次就是当然很荣幸能够代表台湾，然后升任这个掌旗手。
With the addition of Ling's gold medal, Team Taiwan has tied for its highest Olympic gold medal count at 2 here in Paris. The last time Taiwan won 2 gold medals at the Olympics was in Tokyo in 2021 and Athens in 2004. Team Taiwan ends the Paris Olympic Games with 7 medals. That's 2 gold and 5 bronze. Howard Zhang, Lian Lian, and Leslie Liao in Paris, France for TaiwanPlus.
Meanwhile, at home, Yu-Ting's fans are celebrating the boxer's gold medal win. Passionate cries ring out in Taiwan for the country's beloved boxer Yu-Ting, who's fought her way past elite opponents and fierce scrutiny of her gender despite being cleared to compete, to now clinch the gold medal in women's featherweight boxing, defeating Poland's Julia Szeremeta at the Paris Olympics.
今天我们用金牌来证明林玉婷是台湾最棒的。
从她国中、高中，我们都是同一所学校，那我们就知道她确实生理性别就是女性，那不用担心。
And at this watch party in the boxer's home city of New Taipei, a special fan, Lin's mother.
我哭了，对呀，我们就说她做到了。
Lin's mother says it's been difficult to sleep as heated debate over her daughter's eligibility to fight in the women's category despite Olympic clearance spread around the world and plagued Lin's run in Paris.
They're entirely eligible, women on their passports.
Despite competing in women's boxing for years, Lin was stripped of a bronze medal at last year's World Championships in New Delhi after failing an undisclosed gender eligibility test issued by the now discredited International Boxing Association. People in Taiwan have turned on online attackers, including author J.K. Rowling, for taking aim at Lin, with Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te and former President Tsai Ing-wen also speaking up in support of the boxer, who got her start in the sport as a 13-year-old girl wanted to protect her mother from domestic abuse. Spotting Lin's talent, coach Tseng trained her with male sparring partners, as no female athletes in the area could match her skill. In an interview 10 years ago, Lin's grandmother, who has since passed away, says she always worried about her granddaughter getting hurt in the combat sport. Speaking to TaiwanPlus in the lead-up to Paris, Yu-Ting looked back on her 15-year career, which has included runs in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics and 2022 Women's Boxing Championships in Istanbul. Through it all, it's her love for the sport that's gotten her through the wins, the losses, and the noise.
就是如果说再重来一次，让我投胎再重来一次，我可能还是会选拳击。
Now, Lin brings home a historic gold, Taiwan's first ever Olympic top medal in boxing, capping off a long journey of redemption for the fighter. Patrick Chen and Joyce Tseng for TaiwanPlus. Olympic weightlifter Wen-huei has finished 6th in the women's 71-kilogram division. The result is a disappointment for Chen, who won bronze in her Olympic debut 3 years ago. This year, she finished with a total weight of 236 kilograms after falling during her third and final attempt. But her teammate, weightlifter Chen, secured bronze in the women's 81-kilogram division. Venezuela's top court will get the final say on the country's recent disputed presidential election. The election's results, which gave incumbent President Nicolas Maduro a third term, have been disputed since July. The country's opposition says it has evidence to prove their candidate, Edmundo Gonzalez, won in a landslide. However, the top court says they have failed to submit this evidence. Several Latin American countries and the U.S. have recognized Gonzalez as the winner. The Philippines military is condemning, quote, provocative actions of 2 Chinese Air Force jets in the South China Sea. Footage obtained by the Philippine Daily Inquirer shows the aircraft dropping flares in a path of a Philippine Air Force plane conducting routine patrols of the area. China's military says the Philippine aircraft disrupted their training activities and illegally entered the airspace above the Scarborough Shoal. That's a sensitive part of the region that's seen an increase in clashes between the two countries, which both claim the area as their own. Today is the last day of a trial scheme in Denmark's capital, Copenhagen, to promote green travel as cities across the world deal with the environmental impact of tourism. Hurl Hughes tells us more.
In the waterways of Copenhagen, kayakers scoop trash out of the water as part of a government initiative called CopenPay, a program that rewards tourists for climate-friendly actions. If participants collect trash for 2 hours, the tour becomes free.
When people are on the water, they will be more invested in having a clean ocean. So when you're in the ocean, you get invested in the ocean.
The tour is just one of 20 attractions across the Danish capital that offers green benefits. Other activities include doing a few hours' work at an urban garden for a free lunch, or cycling to the National Museum for free ice cream. Some 12 million tourists visited Copenhagen in 2023, so the city decided to promote climate-friendly principles that visitors may have left at home.
I think about it when I'm at home, but when I travel, I do think about convenience more, which makes me sad.
I'm conscious, like, in my land, but when I'm, like, traveling, I don't think about it because I just want, like, to have fun or, like, to see stuff.
The reward system is a pilot scheme, being trialed only for a few weeks. Conservationists say it's a good start, but to truly curb the harmful impact of mass tourism, more sustainable solutions are needed.
Well, I think it's interesting because it puts some action to the concept of sustainability. People can join and do a few things. I don't think as such it does a lot of clean up, or it's not like going to solve the world's problems to pick up a few pieces of plastic here and there.
With the scheme, Copenhagen joins other cities around the world, like Barcelona and Tokyo, working to reduce the downside of being popular places to visit through activities that promote green travel, one piece of litter at a time. Lufiline Harrell-Hughes for TaiwanPlus.
Police in Taiwan are reporting a 92% increase in teenagers involved in fraud compared to last year. They say scammers employ young people to act as couriers, picking up large sums of money from victims.
集团他就不会把车手这2个字挂在上面，他会最近我们听到一些比较炫目的名词，像是收账员、击催小组。青少年其实他们也会认为呢，只是去拿钱，我没骗你，所以我应该罪很轻。
Scams are a frequent target of police investigations in Taiwan. Cases are so prevalent that banks and post offices warn people to be wary of scams when withdrawing or sending large sums of cash. Police say those who receive suspicious calls or messages should call the anti-fraud hotline for verification. Taiwan reported 64,000 babies born in the first half of 2024. That's less than half of last year's total and a potential new low. Taiwan's birth rate was at its lowest in 2023, with 130,000 babies born. But experts were hopeful 2024, the year of the dragon, would see a new surge in births. It's one of the luckiest years on the Chinese zodiac to have a child and statistically has the highest births on the 12-year rotation. But data from the first half of this year shows that might not be the case, and it could signal a future labor shortage.
可能现在人的观念也不觉得龙年生小孩是很重要了，更严重的是生产一直在下降，那这个大家都知道这是国安危机。
Migrant workers are raising their voices in Taiwan's south. They're drawing attention to migrant fishers and their struggle for labor protections and workers' rights. Tiffany Wong went to a special performance to see what they have to say.
Migrant workers from the Philippines and Indonesia are performing at this event in Taiwan's southern port city of Kaohsiung, specifically in support of migrant fishers. They say that in the over 3 decades since Taiwan's opened its doors to migrant workers, the country has not done enough to protect them. Some of their songs recall how they miss their families back home, who they left in hopes of providing a better life for them. The organizers say fishers, who sometimes spend weeks at sea without Wi-Fi, face especially harsh working conditions.
In particular, fishermen, they also contribute to Taiwan's economy and also Taiwan society. So this event we try to also raise awareness about that for the local Taiwanese to appreciate the works of the migrants here in Taiwan.
There are over 700,000 migrant workers in Taiwan, mostly from Southeast Asia, and they help to support Taiwan's manufacturing, agricultural, and fishing industries, as well as taking care of Taiwan's elderly population. But they often face troubles with the lax labor protections and the broker system, which causes many of them to fall into debt. Now, by singing in their native languages and Taiwanese, they're hoping now to put a face to the migrants supporting Taiwan society and show more locals that they too have hopes and dreams. Kamashri and Tiffany Wong in Kaohsiung for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more of our stories. Now, before we go, here are more celebrations after Taiwanese boxer Yu-Ting won gold in Paris. I'm Joyce. Take care and see you next time.